Keto for Real Life people here. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making s'mores. I hope that this view is okay for you. I think I've got a wide enough view that today there's no banner running at the bottom, and you should be able to see everything I'm doing on the workboard here. I've got my laptop so that I can kind of keep up with the comments. Hello, Miss Sharon. Hello, Tony. I'm going to be using my stove today because I just did not have room to do what I needed to do with putting a hot plate up here and this and a pan and a so guys, I'm so excited about today's tutorial. I will say this, it is going to be mostly focused on the marshmallow. You can buy keto marshmallows. I think I looked it up, and for like just a couple of ounces of keto marshmallows that are primarily made with a sweetener I don't get along with, it's like $8 or $9 a bag, and you're just getting a few ounces of marshmallows, and they're made with xylitol or xylitol, however you want to say it. Me particularly, my number one reason I don't like using xylitol for anything is because it messes with my blood sugar. It messes with my blood sugar just as much as it would regular sugar. So that's something that I just avoid. I can use sweeteners like erythritol, monk fruit, allulose, stevia, and I don't have near the, like a spike as much as a slight rise. So anyway, we're going to talk about this today. When you make s'mores, you need 3 ingredients. You need something like a cracker, you need a marshmallow base, marshmallow, and you need some chocolate. You can also kind of avoid the whole squishy together cracker, messy, gooey, and do a simpler version, which I love. I've got a couple of ways to show you how to do it. One is simple. I guess we're already talking ingredients, right? You can take a little cast iron skillet, something small like this. We're keto. We don't need like a huge pan of this. So we can take something and just put some chocolate chips in the bottom, top it with our marshmallow, pop it in the oven, and then you can dip. You can dip with pre-made cookies if you so choose. You can make your own. I've got several recipes that would be great, but honestly, I could not bake them fresh and get them ready in time. I'm going to sub. I'm using keto bars. They even make cookies, perfect keto bars, and I just cut mine into this. So they're going to work out just fine. Another thing you can do is kind of use a little pan to make them. But the marshmallow is the hard part, if you will, because you really have to make your own if you want to get the quantity you need without paying an arm and a leg. Excuse me. I had a little flaxseed cracker just before we started here, and I was like, oh, I just got a little piece of hole in my throat. As usual, something, right? All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to make this and get the marshmallows going. All right, so let's talk ingredients. It's not a huge list. I want to say that I went to regular recipe places to look up marshmallows. I knew basically what they were. I've made similar with egg whites and stuff like that in my pre-keto days. Excuse me. Most of your traditional marshmallows are going to be made with water, sugar, gelatin, corn syrup, cornstarch, vanilla, and salt. That's your basic non-keto recipe everywhere you look, over and over again. Obviously, we're not doing sugar. Obviously, we're not doing cornstarch, and we are not doing corn syrup. I even looked up different ways of keto or sugar-free marshmallows. The number one ingredient for sweetener is xylitol. They say it makes a better marshmallow. I wouldn't know because, well, actually, I did get a bag of marshmallows one time in my keto crate, and they were tasty. They were. The flavor was a little different, but the texture was there. Again, it was xylitol. It wasn't something they sat up in my cabinet until I was cleaning it out, and I found them, and I was like, I'm going to put these in the trash. So I did. Now then I had to think about the type of sweetener. Allulose is a great sweetener because it cooks like sugar. I read in different blogs that allulose was all right as a substitute, that it didn't brown up well at all, but it is doable. Well, I'm using allulose, obviously. The other thing that I've read across the internet about this is that erythritol wasn't a good source. So I'm going to just have to say I blew all of that out of the water when I put it to the test myself. I found that if I blended my allulose and my Lakanto, I only had golden. You could use classic. I think that would be just fine, by the way, for a whiter marshmallow. But I did a half and half with my Lakanto and my allulose, and it was not a problem. As a matter of fact, if you have been anywhere near YouTube today or Facebook in particular, Instagram, I posted pictures of a toasty, almost burnt, how I like, marshmallow. So good. So ingredients: allulose, Lakanto, water, gelatin, unflavored. You guys, I'm using the packets. I don't have to measure them because they're already pre-done. I'm using 3 packets of gelatin today. I'm using some xanthin gum, okay? And that's just going to be your insurance to make sure that you get a good set. And then we're going to put a pinch of salt and vanilla. Now let's talk about flavorings. And I'm going to get all of my talking done because once we start with this mixer, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get my water going. So the first step to making your own marshmallows is to get yourself a nice little pot. And then we're going to put a half a cup of water in the pot. I'm going to turn this setting on my stove to just above medium. And then I have got 1 1/3 cups of sweetener. So basically it's 2/3 of a cup of allulose and 2/3 of a cup of Lakanto. I did take the time before I started to sift it and blend it together. The reason I did this is because even with these little sweeteners, you get these little hard granules that they're just hard, and they kind of don't cook all the way or don't dissolve all the way. So I always, even though it's granular, I sift mine together, then I blended it. So basically we have 1 1/3 sweetener, and into the water it's going to go. And all you have to do is dump it and give it a shake. We're not gonna stir it. We're not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna put this bowl over here. I'll need it. We're gonna watch this, and as it comes to a boil, I will kind of gently move it around on my pan, and then I'm gonna let it come to a boil for about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna do this. In the meantime, you want to take your gelatin packets, and you want to add 2/3 of a cup of water into your stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can definitely use a big glass or heat-proof bowl. You're going to need a bowl that can stand some heat, okay? Add your water and then sprinkle your gelatin on top of it to kind of get it started on the softening spot. 2, 3. The attachment you want to use is the balloon attachment. And if you're using a hand mixer, you're going to want to use the whip attachment. Now, I will say this. It's 15 minutes of mixing. So it's going to be loud, and I'm going to try to yell over the top of it if I need to. But what I did was I did make the marshmallows earlier today so that I could present them to you, because there's a length to this. It's not hard, but there are some steps that you need to take. So there's the third. I'm going to just lock this on, and I'm going to turn it on low just enough to get my mixture together a little bit. And then that's it. And then I'm going to turn it off and just let that set. We're going to throw this away. I'm going to look at comments. Oh, goodness, I'm going to set this pan out of the way so that I can lean in and read. I'll try to do it like this. Well, let's see. Hi, love your stuff. Hi, I'm late. Hello again, Miss Sharon and Sharon Lynn and Debbie Berry and Angie Koch. I see you all popping in. I'm super excited about this. So I have a candle over here, and I don't know if it's going to work. I lit this thing just before the live because I wanted to see if my marshmallow or marshmallow, my mother says marshmallow. We've always made fun of her. I'm like, why are you the only one in the whole family who says marshmallow? Anyway, I don't know that it will catch fire on that dinky little thing, so I wanted to be able to toast a marshmallow inside. Again, putting things in the oven or using your broil you will get to do it that way. Another thing I want to talk about that is going in here is the vanilla. Now, you can use whatever vanilla you have on hand, but I do want to just point out that I have a variety of vanilla. I have imitation vanilla, I've got clear vanilla, I've got double strength vanilla, and I have this bottle of Simply Organic Madagascar pure vanilla extract. It has bourbon in it. It does not have any sugar. The flavor is excellent. It is wonderful. It's elevated. It's like the Cadillac of vanilla. All right. But I wanted to say I'm using it today to really enhance the flavor of the marshmallow. When you're doing baking, for instance, say I'm making a cake or I'm making some cookies and it calls for some vanilla, I'm not going to use my expensive stuff in there. I'm not wasting it. It's going to get that flavor it needs. It's going to bake out. But when I'm making things that don't have a lot of ingredients, for instance, these marshmallows today, that vanilla is going to shine and it's going to really make them taste like quality ingredients because I'm using quality ingredients. So know when to use your best or your not so best. Another thing with these marshmallows, if you chose to do a different flavor, you can. So instead of 2 teaspoons of vanilla, you could make peppermint marshmallows, you can make fruity flavored marshmallows, you could make maple flavored. So you could just flavor them any way you want. It's so convenient and so easy. Hi, Yvonne. Are you using your confectioner's Lakanto? No, I'm not. I'm using granulated allulose and granulated Lakanto. Now, I can't even show you the bags. I can tell you that Lakanto is the golden. It's granulated. It's got a light tan brownish color to it. The allulose, the brand I buy, is from Hoosier Hill Farms. Everything that I'm using today, from my stand mixer to the cast iron to the vanilla to the xanthin gum, can all be found. I've already got it linked up in the description box below. I have an Amazon store now, so it makes it so easy for you guys to just click that link, and then you can pull up whatever you want and see these ingredients in there. Okay, I've already got this recipe uploaded for the marshmallows, or it's already on my website. I've also included the full recipe in the description box below with a link below. So you guys should be all good for go there. I want to check this, and I'm going to give it a little shake. It's turning like a brown color, and you think, wow, it looks kind of caramely. How am I going to get white out of that? But you will. So it's just now heating up. If you don't have a timer, that's another thing we'll talk about. If you don't have a timer, I suggest you use like a kitchen timer or something, because we're going to time things. It's kind of important. We're going to boil this sweetener and water for 2 minutes. Then I'm going to give this this is going to be like, it's already like a thick little blob in here. So I'm going to slowly pour that into here. Not extra slow, like divinity slow, but I'm going to get this hot mixing with this, and we're going to get it mixing. But 8 minutes into the marshmallows, I'm going to be adding salt. That's when I'm going to add the salt. It'll have time to completely dissolve. I don't know why, but people want more salt in them. I want less. That's just my preference. I don't want salty marshmallows. I almost said mushrooms. And then when we hit the 12-minute mark, because we're going to go for 15 minutes, when we hit the 12-minute mark, then we're going to add the vanilla and the xanthin gum. Because if we add the xanthin gum too soon, it could get too thick, and we don't want that. We want this whole process of volume to take place. So this will just kind of blend in, have time to blend out that last few minutes. And again, it's going to be your insurance. It's going to help speed up the end time on waiting on these to get done. I hear this going to a boil. There it goes. So I'm going to hit my little 2-minute timer. And I almost hit 2 hours today. There's my 2-minute timer. See, I've got this watch. I love it because I've already got a preset to certain times that I've already used it because I've already made them once today. So if anybody's got any questions for me, feel free to ask away. I should have popped this in here. I've got this little pan. I gave my husband some when he came home. This is all I've been munching on today is this little pan of ooey gooey goodness. And it tastes just like a moon pie, y'all. Anybody remember moon pies? I loved them when I was a kid. It doesn't matter that it had that little oatmeal and then the marshmallow in between. Sometimes you can get chocolate ones with a cookie. They're dipped in chocolate and then they have the marshmallow. I think it's cookie marshmallow dipped in chocolate moon pie. You could get them in banana flavor. You could get them in chocolate flavor. Well, this little bad boy here tastes like a moon pie. I don't want to eat it yet because I'm going to take another bite when it's all hot and goody. Suffice it to say, it's delicious. I probably need some real food. Like I said, I've had about 3 bites of that today and 1 cracker, and that's about it. I've been busy, I tell you. Timer on the phone works too. Alexa, Echo, Google Chrome, Home, whatever it is. Kitchen timer, microwave timer. Sometimes it's really important. Or just stand there and watch the clock. You know, just make sure that you do this because I am down to the last 30 seconds already. I'm going to put lock on here. And we are going to start the process. Let me move this. This thing here is not melting down the way I want to. I wanted a nice big flame. Okay. So basically when I start with this, I'm going to go really slow because I don't want to splatter hot boiling sweetener everywhere. I just want to get it time to mix. And then as it mixes, I'm going to crank this up. Eventually it's going to be all the way on high. Okay. There goes my timer. And as you can see, it looks like a clear caramel syrup. Smells good. It gets a little like almost a caramelization. It's kind of thin. It's not thick. And I'm going to pour this in a way that hopefully, yes, you can see it from where I'm at. So I've got this on slow. It's breaking up the particles. And I'm just going to give a little bit in here just so that it can blend with it and dissolve that gelatin back down to liquid. And once you see that happen, we just get this going. Does not have to be like a slow trickle either. I just want to give it in there. And that's what I'm doing. All done with that stage. Let me turn this off. And now we're back over here. So now I'm going to go up as this allows. You want to get it up to speed as soon as possible because we're cooling it back down with the mixture. The air is coming into it. And once I get it up to medium, I am at level right 5 right now, right in between 4 and there. I'm going to hit my timer now, y'all, and I'm going to hit it for 8 minutes. Nope, that's not it. Let me look through my eyes. 8 minutes. There we go. So at 8 minutes into this, I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt. Let's see. I bet it is delicious. I'm debating on showing you guys because I don't want the noise of this to interfere because it's too much fun. So it's going and I'm going to take it up a notch. And I am now at 7 on this. And it's frothy. It's kind of brown. It looks like caramel water and it's kind of frothy, but 1 or 2 little splashes here or there popping out. It's amazing how this is going to change. It's just awesome. It's an awesome process. I'm going to read a few comments. Let's see here. How much water worth sweeteners and how much vanilla, salt, and xanthin gum? Okay, I just went over all of that. I don't know if you can hear me as well, but you're using 2/3 of a cup of water to bloom your gelatin right here. You're using a 1/2 cup of water in your pot. you're using 2/3 of a cup of Lakanto and 2/3 of a cup of allulose in the water. And then over here, we're using 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of xanthin gum, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and we have 3 packets of gelatin in here with the water. So those are your ingredients. It's all in the description box below. The links are below, so you can click on them to view the whole thing on my website. No problemo. All right, now it's getting into a light color, caramel color versus that darker color. So I'm going to kick this up some more. And now I'm at level 8. And it's going. I don't think it's like as important at exactly 8 minutes that you have to put the salt in, but somewhere right in there. You'll see a difference really quick. And now I'm going to get almost, I don't want too much splashing. There we go. I'm going to leave it at 8 right now because it's kind of splashy still. It's really liquidy still. I'm glad you can hear me fine because this thing is so loud in here. I was truly worried about it. Now, I can say you can just use Lily's chocolate chips. That's what I'm using. If you want to, you could do add-ins. That would be a great idea. So we can get our pan prepped. If you want, you can put as little or as much chocolate. It's not going to honestly take that much, but you just want to put some chocolate in your pan. And I can't give you an amount because depending on what size pan and how much, but it's just a fine layer. We don't need a whole bunch. If you wanted to mix in a couple of the white chocolate chips, you could do that. Just for that marbling, a little bit of white, a little bit of milk, just like that. And get that out of the way. Now the other thing, if you wanted, which I thought would be great, is if you want to use some walnuts, you could add some walnuts in here because it'll melt. I love chocolate and nuts. I love like Hershey's chocolate almond bars or walnut fudge or pecan kernels, you know. So you can just break these into little pieces. I'm just doing that because why not? I got time, right? You could even do a couple of dollops of peanut butter if that's your thing, chocolate and peanut butter. Possibilities, guys. I always try to tell everybody, think outside the box. I mean, s'mores are good, but then there's many ways you can enjoy it. Many. So it's up to you how much of this you want to add. Just a few here and there. And this is definitely a shareable. This is a shareable s'more, y'all. This is not something I couldn't even finish one little one by myself. So if this is something like you're having the grandkids over or you're having a little Halloween gathering or a campfire out in the backyard, whatever, and you've got some guests, this will actually be a nice size little pan. I don't know. Grown-ups, I don't think eat like as much. If you got grandkids, you might need a bigger pan, depending on the grandkids. So let's put that in there. Now all we have to do is top this with some marshmallows. Why not? Let's do it while that's going. This is already white and thick. It's not completely white, but it is very thick. I'd love for you to see over the top. Someday, y'all, someday. So, let's talk about marshmallows. I want you to see this. I want you to see it well. I want you to see them. Look at these. They are wonderful, beautiful marshmallows. Yes? I mean, I wonder if I'd like to just take y'all off that tripod so that I could show you. And I cut this one into a pumpkin shape. See here, you can use cookie cutters, you can make little ghosties, you can make pumpkins, you can make snowflakes, you can make Christmas trees, for whatever season that you want. These I cut into generous squares because we're going to fit whatever cracker or cookie you choose. This is looking amazing. I got 1 minute and 33 seconds, y'all. Then I'll add some salt. It now looks like marshmallow fluff in here. How quick is that? The other thing, look, I have an adorable little bowl right here. Let me move this in a way that you can see it. You can cut these marshmallows into any size. You can use whatever cutter you like, but they are tiny little mini marshmallows. They're going to be perfect for your cocoa. They're going to be so delicious. You can make them peppermint if you wanted and put them on top of your cocoa and have a marshmallow peppermint coffee or cocoa. So good. You can add these like these right here. You can add them into your ice cream and have marshmallows in your ice cream. Oh my God. Oh, I'm telling you, this looks beautiful. I'm down to the last 26 seconds right now, and I'm fixing to add my salt. While I have this out, I'm just going to take some marshmallows, and I'm going to pop them into my little pan. I've got 3, 6, 7. Just like that, you guys. Off we go. There goes my timer. Excuse me. And now I'm just going to toss in some salt, and then I'm going to reset my timer. Here is where it goes in to 5 minutes. So at about 13 minutes total in, we're going to add our little bit of xanthin and this, and then we're going to finish it out for 2 more minutes at 15 minutes total. Okay, so now I have this little pan here. I've got a hot oven. It's set at 400 degrees. I'm going to pop this in there, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it. I want it to be in there long enough that the chocolate starts to melt. Then I'm going to kick it over to broil it. But wait, there's more. So I use my little tartlet pan to cut out a top here, and I'm going to put it together with a little bottom, and then I'm going to take a perfect keto bar, and I'm just going to crumble it right here, and I might need a little bit more there because that's partial. Whatever flavor, if you want chocolate chip cookie dough, if you want pumpkin spice, if you want lemon bars, whatever flavor floats your boat. I've got a combination now of pumpkin and peanut butter, and I'm just pressing it into the pan. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I'm going to take a little bit of chocolate chips like this, and I think I don't need any nuts because there's some peanuts in here. Maybe a couple of these little whiteies, these little white chocolates. And a couple of more of these. It's going to really get gooey melty. And then I'm going to, I use my little pan as a cutter to measure. And voila, look at that. It already looks absolutely fantastic. It is just so adorable. I've got a few little cookie crumbs on top. It's going to be great. And what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to set this here, and I'm going to set that here because I'm doing 2 items, and I'm going to pop them into the oven. And I've got about 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on my timer, so that's going to be perfect. I'll check on this, and I'll still have 2 minutes left after we add our vanilla and our xanthin down. Let's see here. Yes, it does look great, doesn't it? It's so easy, y'all. Can you see this rising up, how white it is now and fluffy? It was clear down here when we started, The bowl does not feel hot at all anymore. All the way on high now. I should have picked it up, but I think we're going to be fine. It's looking exactly how it's supposed to look. Again, if you're using a hand mixer, make sure your hand mixer can take mixing that long, and something thick and clean. I love my stand mixer. I really do. This bad boy here is already almost, probably at least 7 or 8 years old. I almost broke it, and the top wobbles a little bit, but it's a trooper. My bowl torqued in it, and I didn't know one time. I turned it on and it just locked it all up. But I highly recommend this. It is one of my best kitchen tools. My favorite, honestly. I don't use it as often, but it just takes so much work out of hand mixing, and I used to burn the hand mixers. Like every time I turn around, I was burning them up. So, all right, we are down to just under a minute. I'm going to look at this. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to kick it onto the oil. And we are there at 37 seconds. Good enough. I am going to sprinkle my xanthin down right there. Let it get in there. Now, did you hear my mixer go down a little bit? That xanthin gum is going to thicken any liquid up in there. It's going to gel it. So that's why you're hearing it just work a little bit right now. And then 2 teaspoons of the vanilla, okay? That is as much work as it takes to make these, y'all. Move these over here. I'm going to get a lot of this out of my way. Get that? I've got these adorable little oven mitts. Oh my word, y'all. Okay. So my hand is over here going zzz, zzz, zzz. Let's see. I'm going to take these out. I'm going to use a little spatula to lift this out because it's so marshmallowy on top. There we go. Put that out of the way. Turn that off. Guys, can you see this beautifulness? Can you see how beautiful that is? They are perfectly toasted. And people said, allulose won't brown. Well, I beg to differ, y'all. I beg to differ. Oh, it is so ooey gooey. You could dig into these with a spoon. I'm going to go. About another minute. Are you seeing this? Perfect, isn't it? It is. I'm like, I don't know if my last experiment will work though. Honestly. I'm going to get that out of my way. Now, I do need some space to work. I did not have to use these. I'll put them up. I did not have to use this. I'll put it up. I'm going to need these. And I have my handy dandy mouse here. So, I'm going to try to, whoa, look at that, y'all. I'm going to move this. Ooh, so hot. I've got to take pictures of that, man. That's just perfect. I'm kind of proud of me right now. All right. I probably should have done that than that, but hey. Whew, it's a little loud for 15 minutes, but I'm telling y'all, it is so worth it. So as you can see, I have got this beautiful, beautiful pans of toasted marshmallow over chocolate. I guess for posterity's sake, I've got a flaxseed cracker. It doesn't have much flavor, but let me tell you, that's all so sweet. Ooh, I don't want to get my new hot pads sticky. So I'm going to just, well, I guess I'll use one. I'm going to do this right here for you guys. I want you to be able to really see the beauty of that. Oh. And all you do is take your cracker. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see that? Oh, my goodness. The chocolate is melted all the way. The marshmallow is toasted beautifully. It's all ooey gooey. That's mighty fine. And I'm telling you all right now, this is just a plain old flaxseed cracker by Flackers. It has a little salt on it, and that's it. Lightly salted. The crunch from the cracker was super sweet. The Madagascar vanilla is coming through on the marshmallow. Heavenly. Heavenly, I'm telling you. So good. So good. Now let's deal with this. I don't want to get those. You guys got to see these little half hot pads. Now my thumb is sticky. I want to get the inside sticky. So I like these because they are just to the wrist. They don't come up here, and they're just perfect for dealing with the oven. So I have a quarter sheet pan. All right. It's just a little quarter sheet pan. I want to say it's probably 9 by 11. It's probably at least 1 inch deep. I've lined it kind of high with my parchment paper. Now, all you have to do, guys, unlock it and lift this up. I want you to see this beautifulness here. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. It's perfect. It's got just enough. Look, you can even see it jiggling. It looks like a DQ on top, man. It's just beautiful. And I'm going to have plenty of marshmallows. I'm going to tap that off as much as I can. I'll set it over here on this one. And then I'm just going to take my spatula, you guys, and pour it in my pan. You don't have to do anything to your parchment paper. If you're using foil, you might want to put a light coating of grease down because it will stick to the tin foil. But you can see, look at that. Look at how beautiful. It looks like one big giant marshmallow, right? And it's bouncy. It is so bouncy. I wish my lighting was better. It just looks washed out. I can tell. Here we go. I think this batch even looks better than my last batch. There. Bowl clean. Set right there. And then you just spread it out. You just spread it out through the pan. You could use any kind of glass dish, whatever. Just make sure you've got some parchment paper. Try to get this leveled. It's like it's expanding. I want to make sure I go corner to corner to this and push it all the way over, push it all the way over. It did fluff up even better than my last one. These are definitely just slightly taller than the pan, so they're going to be nice, big, thick. If you want to use a slightly bigger pan, make them a little less thick. Have at it. Now, when you're doing these marshmallows, you need to let them dry. They start firming up rather quickly and drying out rather quickly. These I made today, the ones that I'm using right now, have been sitting for about 4.5, 5 hours. I made them at noon. I put them in the pan. So yeah, they had almost 5 hours. Every other recipe I saw, it says 6 to 8 to 24 hours. Hello! I think that addition of the xanthin gum helps this along. And it's not anything, you can't taste it. It's just a stabilizer, which, hey, doesn't bother me to have this nice and stabilized. Okay, guys, one thing I did not do, which I don't know if I can reach them or not, but at this point, you could do whatever you want. If you wanted to color this while it was in here and turn it any color you want to, for whatever reason you need, you can add a couple of drops of food coloring. I have some keto sprinkles, which I thought would be fun to put on some of these because then you'd have little sprinkles on top and they're kind of fall colored. Wholesome Provision has come out with keto friendly sprinkles. And I have been dying to try them, but I know that they're buried up there and I don't know if I can reach them or not. Oh, no, I cannot. Let me see if I can grab. This is my handy dandy back scratcher. And grabber. Oh, yay, I did. So I want to take some of these. These are, like I said, they're by Wholesome Provision. they hadn't even started selling them yet, y'all. He just sent me some prototype. So these will stick nicely, and I'm just going to do just one line down here because I think they're festive, and I think they'll be really cute for the holidays. They look like little orange, kind of green, and they're fall colors. Yellow, orange, red, green. And again, they are keto friendly. How sweet is that? Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Now, I haven't added a link for keto sprinkles. That was just kind of impromptu right there. But, oh gosh, the way this lighting is, I tell you. I'm coming around. This lighting is killing me. Let me see here. Can you? There we go. Yes, it might be dark, but at least you can see it, right? So this pan will take 5 hours or so. I'll put it back up here. And all you have to do is let it sit out at room temperature. That's it. Just lay it out on the counter. You don't have to refrigerate it. Oh, I went a little high, didn't I? A little high. Let me pull it back down just a bit. There we go. I'll make it work. There we go. That works. So, yeah, you just let them sit on the counter 5-6 hours. When you're done drying them out, let me move this off here again. I just don't want to make a bigger mess than I already have. I'll just clean things. So I've been playing with this. This was my shooty shoot. Down a little bit more. Okay. Good. We're back out here where we were. So I had this whole pan. I used the same one. I just took it out. They released from the parchment paper easily. I mean, look. But I've been using cookie cutters on it, making teeny ones. I got little cutouts. But you could just take it when it's just flat and cut them up. I have not ever gone further than like dusting them, I guess, with maybe some powdered erythritol or something. I will say that these feel dry on top, but slightly sticky on the bottom. So maybe flip it over and let it further dry. Maybe. You can store these in an airtight container in the cabinet for weeks. And then you can take them and put them on a single layer or layer them with parchment paper and then freeze them and pull them out when you need them. So you can freeze them, you can store them. They don't have to be eaten right away. There's no egg in it or anything like that. So what do you guys think? I'm going to take a moment to read some commentary, and I guess maybe we could dig into that bad boy there. And I got to try to put this little handheld s'more together. Because that's where it's at, right? It's the true s'more. So I don't think it's important that we have the cookie cracker recipe as much as we needed these marshmallows. And the chocolate part was easy. So let's take a look real quick. This candle is not working because it's just, it's bleeding onto my crackers, dang it. That's my Halloween candle. I need a regular candle. Maybe just I want to see if this bad boy will work. It's got a fresh new wick and everything. And I need a little stick. A little stick. Let's do this real quick. So I do have some wooden skewers that I use for shish kebabs and whatnot. And because I had made these little lollipops last week, chocolate, I already have some molded out. You could use Lily's chocolate bars, break them up just like you would a Hershey bar. I took Lily's and I just melted it down and poured it into lollipop molds, and they were already round. And I was like, hey, that is going to be just right. Now then, if we can get this, I have a lighter for my other. If we could just get this marshmallow to toast on a flame, and we're all good. Put that there. Put that there. All right, so here's my marshmallow, and I'm going to skewer it. And these are super, super fresh, so it's so light and fluffy. And let's see how hot. Ooh, that gets hot really quick. So let me see if I can. I just didn't want it to taste like fragrance. So let me see if I can get it to catch fire. Ooh, I can. Is it going to be as good as a campfire? I don't think so. Oh, it's black. Yuck. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get it to catch fire. It's black. Yuck. I don't think a candle is a good idea. I think if I had a good flame, it would be good. But you know what happens? How I'm not eating that, y'all. It just looks sooty. It's sort of like when you go to put a candle out and it makes everything black and sooty. Ugh. I did get one little corner to roast. Yuck. Looks disgusting now. But that being said, fear not. Last resort, this is what I do for the kiddos. I take a marshmallow. And I'm just going to grab this little one here. I got soot on my finger. I don't want it on my marshmallow. And I'm going to put it on my little cookie. And I'm going to put this on here. Just like that. And I'm going to pop it in the microwave. Yes, I said microwave. Just going to use paper plate. And give it a second here. Hate stepping off camera. Always expanding. Well, proprietarily speaking, look how fast that, you know how, it's just started melting right away, y'all. So, talk about ooey, gooey, chocolatey. Yummy. Oh my God. That is so over the top rich, y'all. I mean, it is not for the faint of heart. If you are not I don't care for sweets too much, that is sweet. But it's good. I mean, it's kind of like it'll take you back. It's like the real deal. I gotta get the stickiness off my fingers. We're gonna do some question and answer real quick, and then we are going to wrap it up. Let me move this out of the way, and then I'm going to lean in like this so that I can see what you're saying. Use my lighter. Well, hey, there's an idea. I missed that opportunity. I'm putting my mouse in stickiness. There we go. All right. Oh, wow, that looks good. I'm telling you guys, this is just so beautiful. I wish that the lighting just would, I know I keep going on about it, but it is so, you can't see it. I'm looking at the monitor there, and I'm telling you, this is just perfectly golden brown. And look at that, stringing out. Wonderfully beautiful. And then we have our skillet all toasted and wonderful. Oh, and my fingers are sticky again. Can you add some keto cereal before you spread them out? Oh gosh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Think outside the box, because that's awesome. To make marshmallow treats, let them sit and dry mixed. We could try that. I mean, honestly, because like I've got this whole bag here that I haven't eaten any of it. I tasted it out of the bag, but this is Julian's Bakery Pro Granola Vanilla Cinnamon Cluster, keto, 2 net carbs. So I bought it because my husband likes cereal, and I'm not a huge cereal person, but we do have these little clusters, and I'm thinking that maybe perhaps it might work, you know? I don't know about baking it, but you could definitely do some crumbles like that and just quickly like this so. And honestly, I don't want to use that. I want you to see something. Over here, look at this on my mixing bowl. It's already, what is left is already hardening up. Because it's thin, it's going quickly. That over there is thick and it's in one big pan, so it takes quite a bit longer. But it is already marshmallow. And I got my finger sticky again. So you can take a couple of these scraps I've got, for instance. And I'm sure that you could just pop it, bake it, let it dry, and then break it up. I'll let you know really quick how that works. I'm just going to nuke it. So I will say this too, guys. This marshmallow fluff, this was 10 seconds. It's completely melty. Just get my little spatula here. And we can do a little bit of mix so that it's almost like a Rice Krispie treat, right? You can mix this down even more. And then we can just, I'm just going to take a paper plate here and kind of let it, I don't know if it'll re-harden on there or if it'll be gooey sticky, but I'm sure it'll be a delicious treat. There we go. And then just let it sit and wait. I don't know that we'll be here for it to see what it does, but I started the process because that was a great idea. So here we go. All right. My fingers are so sticky. It is sticky. I'm just going to say it. It's sticky. All right. How about, there's a comment across your screen. It is blocking me. Oh, okay. Dang it. Here we go. Hide. There. Is that better? So yes, we do have some granola, some keto granola with some melted marshmallow. We're going to see how that dries out. I'm going to dry my hands off. I got to get the stickiness away. I haven't messed with the sticky candy side. I want you to see here. Look at this. It's already firm. It's just got to continue to dry. And I think the longer it sits, the better it's going to be, by the way. I mean, I did a quick, 5 hours. Yeah, it's ready. But I think that the longer it sits, like if you do leave it sitting out overnight, it's going to get even better. And it just starts getting a dull sheen to it, like it's drying out and that shininess goes down. So, and I just love the fact that there's these pretty little sprinkles on that one. Just on that little part. My grandkids are going to like that. Yes. I'm not going to touch it again, I swear. I'm just going to use this spoon that I've got over here. And pretty decadent. You can put those in a skillet and put in chocolate chips. And I mean, you could layer this up any way you want to, guys. Anything you could think to do with the marshmallow. Just think creatively. Outside the box. All right. I'm late, dang it. Use your lighter. Impressive, gonna try it. Gotta go. We'll message you my lupin flower questions. Thanks, bunches, for the marshmallows. You're welcome. Wonder if I can make my keto version of mallow cups. Make chocolate cups, then put some of the marshmallow in them. Oh, yeah. You definitely can. And I would say that you're probably going to get a little firmer because the mallow comes out a little, thinner. I love mallow cups back in the day. The time I would go to Cracker Barrel, I would get mallow cups. But I'm thinking Rocky Road candy bars. That's what I was saying before I started this, on my last live. I mentioned taking this and just cutting your candy bar size, or you could just do the squares. I mean, for instance, I've got this pumpkin-shaped marshmallow right here that I could easily top with some walnuts and then top with some chocolate and then let it finish out. And I would have my own little chocolate pie candy, You could do it with these plain squares. the shapes you want to use. I wish I could find my little ghost cookie cutter. But honestly, I haven't made any like holiday cookies with traditional cutters in quite a while. So I kind of scattered to the wind. But I definitely think like a Rocky Road candy bar would be wonderful here. And I know that, like, for instance, one of the first things that I did first year I was keto, I got super excited about the allulose. And I attempted to make divinity at Christmas, not knowing that allulose does not harden all the way. So I think this is why it works so well for things like ice cream and marshmallows. So my divinity would not set. It was just flopping over. And but it tasted just like nougat. And if it was refrigerated, it did firm up and harden to a solid, but not, it was light and fluffy. You know what I mean? And so definitely along the lines of Charleston Chew or a Clark bar, something of that nature. Great. I even used it with some of my keto sweetened condensed milk, and I added chocolate chips, and I made a dream fudge with it. It was delicious. So just get creative. Definitely works for Mallow cups. And work with it when it's still pliable. Thank you. Thank you, wowzers. Oh, I hope I'm not too late. How long did they keep? I think we got that. And everything. All right, guys. Yeah, they will last for weeks in your cabinet in an airtight container, and you can freeze them. I don't know how long, but I've got 2 batches of marshmallows now, because I've got what I use to make this s'mores in the pan, and I've got this here. I've got this little dessert baby right here. I would like to just do a cookie with that marshmallow and then the cookie and then dip it. I want to make my own moon pies. I'm just saying. It's there. I have marshmallow that I have not finished cutting up. I've got this here. And I've got a whole cup of these miniatures that I've made up. Then I can't wait to see how well they do in hot cocoa. That's going to be great. And now I have a whole another pan. It's amazing. It's easy. And I can't wait to hear your comments. If you make this, come back to this video and leave a comment. Let me know what your results were. Let me know how you liked it. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping in my kitchen and hanging out with me. Take a moment to subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when I'm uploading a video or I'm doing a live video. And if you'd like to become a KFRLP member and do a monthly support thing, that's great. There's a link below in the description box. You guys, thank you so much for popping in. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope you found some value in it. And you guys have a blessed night. Remember, fats first, moderate protein, low carb, and get you some.